All right, so I appreciate you guys tuning in today. What we got for you, as we said, we're going over our top baits for the month of May. May can be a real tricky month. You got fish in all stages, from pre-spawn, spawn, post-spawn. They're just moving all around. Fish that are up shallow, fish that are deep. So we're going to go over my favorite ways to target them and how I plan to catch them this month, and hopefully help you guys out on the water and catch a few. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I truly appreciate you guys just taking time to click on this video. If you enjoy this kind of content, hit that subscribe button, and that way you can keep up with when something new comes out. And if you enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up button and let me know you like this stuff, so we can continue doing these kinds of videos and we're not putting out some stuff that people don't typically want to see. But we're going to go ahead and get into this. So first bait for me is going to have to be a stick bait, and this orange right here is fire for me this time of year. This is a Yamamoto Senko. That's one of my go-tos. That's a lot of people's go-tos, but I really like this one. I like the way it sinks, but for me, it's not typically a wacky rig. It's on a weightless Texas rig. I just really like the weedlessness of it and being able to throw it anywhere that I want to without having to worry about getting hung up. Got a little stronger hook there, a little better hook up for me, and that's just my preferred way to fish it. I will put it on a wacky hook if I'm not catching them on this one, but slowing down enough to fish this is a rare occasion for me. It's got to be a tough bite for me to slow down and fish this, but this is one that I can't do this video without mentioning this time of year, because it's one that you have to use sometimes. So where am I throwing it? What am I throwing it on? I'm throwing this thing, skipping it up under docks, skipping it up under laydowns, skipping it up under undercuts, throwing it basically anywhere that I think there's going to be a fish. It's going to be a lot of shallow water fishing for me. And I'm throwing this thing on the Lew's Custom Light, and this is a 6'9" medium light extra fast rod, and that's that Lew's Custom Light speed spool reel with some 15-pound braid to 8-pound fluoro. I'll use this same rod for my drop shots and stuff when I start throwing them, and absolutely love that setup. It's unbelievable. The weight of that thing is unreal. It's just like you're not really holding anything. So if you haven't tried those, they're not. It's not a cheap combo. Lou sent me several of those rods and reels and stuff to try out, and man, I absolutely love them. So I highly recommend giving those a shot. All right, so next up, I'm gonna have to go with one of my favorite ways to catch these fish, and that is a bladed jig. This is the Berkeley Slobber Knocker, and that's paired up with the 5.5-inch spunk shad. That's that green shad color, or green pumpkin shad color, with the Tennessee Magic spunk shad, and that is absolute killer this time of year. And the setup I'm throwing that on is a 7.4 medium heavy, but a moderate action Tatula Elite, and that's a Daiwa Tatula 100 SV. That setup, I love those Tatula SVs. They're hands down some of my favorite reels. But where are we going to be throwing it? Everywhere. That is a massive search bait for me. I'm going to be throwing that thing anywhere. I will throw just about anything. Whether it be skipping it up under docks, bringing it down the sides of docks, throwing it along laydowns, weed lines, throwing it up in the grass, bringing it over top of it. Basically anywhere I can get that thing, I'm going to try to throw it this time of year and capitalize on those bites, because they absolutely hammer that thing. Last weekend I was out, caught a 7 and 2 4s on it, and playing around with that bigger size on that trailer. That's that 5.5 inch. I've been throwing that 4.5 for a couple years, and trying that 5.5, and I'm liking it so far. We're going to see how that works. See if I notice that I'm getting bigger than average bites on it, and I'll do a video on that later if that seems to work out. But then next in here is another favorite of, I believe, everybody's, and it's topwater time. That water's warming up, those fish are up shallow, and they're eating. So my go-to is the Strike King Sexy Dog. I will throw that 6 cents catwalk, and those are my go-to walking baits. A popper has some play this time of year, but typically I'm throwing a walking bait. If I have to swap out to a popper, I'll throw like the KVD Splash or the Berkeley popper. I really like them. Even 6 cents makes several good ones. But I'm going to be fishing a lot of points, grass flats, over the grass, and just trying to target these fish, bring these things down the sides of docks and laydowns and anything like that, and try to get those fish to come up and explode on this thing, because topwater bite is phenomenal. When those fish blow up on a topwater, there's nothing else like it. So when I tell you it's one of my absolute favorites, there's topwater, and then for me there's frog fishing. Two different things. Absolutely love both of them. And then throwing that bladed jig, just the way they hammer that thing. Those are my favorite ways to catch fish. Always moving, always on the go. That's why I say throwing that Cinco kills me to slow down and fish that slow, but sometimes it takes that, so we have to do it. But what am I throwing this on? Another Lew's custom light reel paired up with, or rod paired up with a Wacky-Rigged 100, or this is a 200. I'm sorry, this is the bigger size, because I've got the 20-pound fluoro on here, and I like to have a little more line on these topwaters with a little bigger, beefier line on these things. So get that extra spool, be able to get that thing out there, have that extra weight. I know I'm getting that fish. If he gets me down in that grass and stuff, I don't have to worry about losing him. But this is a 7.6 medium heavy, moderate fast rod, and I will throw some of my topwaters on that moderate fast. If I'm trying to throw straight braid on it, I will swap out and do just a moderate action. I won't do that moderate fast, but if I'm doing any kind of fluoro or mono, I'm okay with that moderate fast action. I don't have to worry about pulling those hooks and overpowering those hooks. So that's one big thing, is not overpowering those hooks. And what I mean by that, a lot of people, these are some stout, beefy hooks on this thing. But when you get into, say, your Lipless, which is our next go-to, these hooks will start to bend out a little bit if you're using too strong of a line, especially some of your smaller trebles and stuff like that. You can stretch those things out pretty good. So overpowering that bait with the wrong line can really mess you up. I'm going to go down a whole rabbit hole here if I continue. So if that's something you guys are interested in, leave me some comments down below, and we'll get into matching the proper line with the hook and the rod to make sure that you're maximizing your catching power to land those fish, and you're not breaking fish off or bending hooks out. We'll go over that. If that's something you guys are interested in, let me know down below. But next up, we're going to go with a Lipless, and another really fun bite. When you get on this time of year, I'm not throwing this thing in any more than 5 feet of water, but I'm throwing it dirt shallow, like 6 inches of water too. So I'm throwing it up along that bank, bringing it back out, fishing a lot of these flats where I know there's a lot of stumps, a lot of wood cover out through there, and also bringing this thing over the top and through some of the grass. This is one of my go-tos. The other one would have to be the 6 cent snatch. That's one that I really enjoy. It does really well. I like the hooks on it a little better than the Strike King. It has the round bend trebles, and I hold fish on it a lot better. I don't know that I've ever lost a fish on one of those 6 cent snatches, but sometimes action is king, so I just need to swap these hooks out, I guess. So we went over where I'm going to throw that. Grass flats, around any kind of stumps, laydowns, any kind of wood cover, stuff like that. Wacky-Rigged 100 again, 14-pound fluoro. I'll beef this up when the grass gets thick to about a 17. I don't really go any higher than that. And this is a 7.4 13 fishing Fate V3, and it's a medium heavy, moderate power. Those treble hooks, again, I'm keeping that moderate action going and making sure that I've got that bend in that rod to get that fish back to me. And then lastly, another one that you can't go without this time of year is a swim jig. But a lot of people aren't throwing this swim jig. And this is the Mega Bass. Pretty sure it's pronounced Waze. It's U-O-Z-E. Maybe it's U-O's. I'm not sure. But either way, it's a Mega Bass U-O-Z-E paired up with the Storm Largo shad. Awesome, awesome pairing. And what makes this thing so unique is it has an underspin on it. And you don't see a lot of swim jigs with that underspin on it. Gives them a little different presentation. That skirt flares out, makes it look a little bigger. Awesome, awesome bite this time of year. If I don't want that underspin, I'll use like the dirty jigs, the no jack, and I'll throw that thing on straight braid. But I mean, you can absolutely you could haul in a Mack truck with the hook on that thing. So you don't want to underpower that. You want to make sure you're getting that hook in their mouth and being able to drive that thing home. But with this mega bass, this one comes through grass really well, just not super thick grass. Comes down lay downs really well. Anywhere that I'm going to throw a spinner bait, this thing's going. Anywhere I'm going to throw a single swim bait, this thing's going. And this is my go-to this time of year. It's just absolutely amazing little bait. What are we throwing it on? 7.3, medium heavy, fast action. I don't have those trebles. I've got that fast action. I can get that hook set, get that fish to the boat, and not have to worry about it. And again, that's a Daiwa Tatula 100. And I've got that on 14-pound fluoro. If you see a pattern there, most of my stuff's thrown on 14-pound fluoro right now. When I go to that no jack, I told you I'll throw that thing on 50-pound braid. Even my ChatterBaits, they're on 14. When the grass gets super thick, I'm going up to a 17. I never go up to 20 on them. I've never had to, but I know people that do. So if that's something that you prefer, it's always an option. My thing is never use a bait the way somebody tells you it has to be used. Never fish something just because somebody tells you that's the way it has to be fished. I play around so much with stuff and throw stuff places I'm not supposed to. Stuff that's supposed to be used for top water, I'll try other stuff with. You know, like the, what is it, the Jackal makes that one, I forget what it's called. I got it. It's supposed to be like a soft top water, but you can throw that thing that looks like a wake bait, and you can weight that thing down and bring it underwater a little bit. Fish still eat it. So it's just one of those things where just because it's made to be fished a certain way doesn't mean that it's only going to catch fish that way. So keep that in mind. But hopefully this helps you guys out some. Everything we went over will be linked down in the description. Everything I can get a link to. There's some really good deals down there on the Berkley slobber knockers and on the Senkos. I think those slobber knockers are like $10 a piece on there, and they're normally like 16 bucks. And then the Tatula 100 reels, there's a fairly good deal on them, like $20 or $30 cheaper. So if you guys are looking for something, hit those links up down below, and it helps the channel out a little bit. They're affiliate links, but just check them out and see what you guys think. But if you guys have any ideas for videos that you would like to see explaining something, breaking stuff down, leave me some comments down below, let me know, and I'll see what I can do to make it happen. Again, I just appreciate you guys tuning in. If you're not subscribed to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. It helps us out, helps more people to see the videos, and I just enjoy being able to help people on the water. Being able to chat back and forth with people down in the comments, it makes my day. So I appreciate you guys commenting down there and chatting back and forth with me. But hopefully you guys can get out there and wear some out, and I'm going to get out and see if I can't do the same. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Y'all have a good one.